Shout out to my fellow home-based native campers. Hello, guys. So, well, today let's talk about how to make the tutor notes or the message. Thanks for checking out my channel. My name is John. If this is your first time watching my video, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button to get notified of my new content. So, message, well, that's the last part of our lesson. Diba? So, kapag nakaalis na si student, we need to do this message or the teacher's notes. What do we need to put on the teacher's notes? So, of course, we need to have the page. So, for the page, sometimes I just leave it blank, or if, for example, we stopped at the middle of the page, I will just put the page number and yung kung saan kami nag-stop ng exercise. And then, of course, the vocabulary. This is really important. So, I actually have a notepad and I would put there the vocabulary, phrase, or pronunciation, and then grammar. So, yun. May tatlo na talaga siya. And para after each class, copy-paste na lang siya. So, kung yung mga corrections na ginawa nyo for the vocabulary or new words na tinatype nyo sa chat box, so yun. Yun lang din yung ilalagay nyo dyan. And then, mas okay nga that you have your notepad para copy-paste na lang. And then, of course, the phrase and the pronunciation. For the pronunciation, ayan, madalas I will put the IPA, the phonetics of the words. Kasi, nire-review din yan ni students eh. And Japanese students are really good with phonetics. Alam nilang basahin yan. And then, for the grammar, minsan nilalagay ko yung wrong grammar nila and then yung tamang grammar. But then, usually, yung correct grammar na lang din yung nalalagay ko. Ayan, kasi minsan pag sunod-sunod yung estudyante, ayan, talagang yun na lang yung nalalagay ko, yung correct grammar. And then, of course, the comment. This is the most important part of the message. So, ano nga ba yung dapat natin ilagay dito sa comment? Comment, we have to show gratitude. We have to thank our students for choosing us as their teacher for that specific lesson. We have to appreciate that out of the hundreds or thousands of teachers, they chose us. Next part is giving compliments. We have to praise our students, appreciate their effort and performance in the class. Next part, giving compliments. We have to praise our students, then appreciate their effort and performance in the class. You might ask, what if the student didn't talk that much, or the student is unresponsive, or most of his answers in the activities were wrong? Still highlight his cooperation in your class. Little it may seem, still praise him that he patiently listened. Tell them their weak points as well, in a polite way. Point out the things that they need some improvements on. Then, next is encouragement. It is very important to show some encouragement that if they practice every day, they will be able to speak English fluently in no time. Then the last part would be where we say our goodbyes. So, yun na yung magbababay na tayo kay student. So, there. So, those are the, ilan na ba yun? Four parts of the message. So, giving thanks, giving compliments, and then telling their weak points, and then encouragement. So, yun yung main part niya. And then, of course, yung last part, fifth, yung pag-say ng goodbye and see you next time, yun, ganon. Good thing, Native Camp already got a template ready. However, I would suggest for you to have your own template. I created my own specific sentences for specific lessons. So I would just have to copy-paste them after each class. So, meron ako dito. Wait now, I'll just try to check yung NC notes. Ayan, for my NC notes, meron ako dito nakalagay na, for example, you effectively participated in our lesson, you listened well and shared ideas. What else? You were able to ask and answer questions that demonstrate understanding. And it's good that you ask questions and seek clarification when needed. Ayan, yung mga matatanong ko ng estudyante, nilalagay ko to na okay, na good yun, na nag-ask ka ng questions. And then, what else? Ito, your perseverance in learning English is truly remarkable. And then, you have many insightful ideas that you share in our class. Your cheery demeanor makes our class enjoyable. And kung medyo beginner, it's so much fun having a lesson with you. Ganon. Yan. Yan. Meron ako iba-ibang mga sentences na naakma dun sa students. Parang copy-paste na lang. And I also have here the whole paragraph for a newbie. So, newbie for the pronunciation and also for other regular lessons. Yan. May whole paragraph na para mas madali na din siya. And also, I have here for the kids students. Meron akong whole message for a kid student. Ayan. For the kid students, you can add emojis. Yan. Marami akong nilalagay na emojis eh. Lalo pag kids, nilalagay ako ng mga stars, 5 na stars. Yeah, hello there. For example, hello there, Yuki. Then may mga emojis 5. And then, great to have you in my class. Merong 5 na stars. You did a wonderful job. Another 5 na mga heart. Puro 5. Alam niyo kung bakit? Alam niyo na yun. Ayan, 5 palagi para maalala nila yung 5. And I would also suggest for you to send your notes or message right after each class. So we have to do multitasking. Yan. So kaya I suggest na meron tayong notepad para copy-paste na lang siya para after each lesson madali na siyang gawin. Kasi students are eagerly waiting for that. Sometimes the ratings depend on that message because that's your last contact for the day with your student. And that would stick to their minds. Diba? So, yan na yung parang huli niyong pakikipag-usap kay student eh. Yan na yung huli nilang mababasa na message from you. Kaya, yan yung magsistick sa mind nila. You can add some emojis, yun na, nabanggit ko kanina, especially for the kids' lessons. Yan, gustong-gusto nila yung emojis na yan. Then, don't settle for a short, typical message. Siguro kung kung permanent student mo na siya, okay lang yung short message na lang. Kasi, ka-close mo naman na siya eh. Kasi parang minsan mauubusan ka na rin na sasabihin sa kanya eh. So, okay lang na short lang yung message. Or, minsan nilalagay ko doon yung parang about sa napag-usapan namin na I like your opinion about our topic, ganyan-ganyan. Yun na lang yung dinadagdag ko doon kapag permanent student ko na. And also, yun, mas okay kapag pag di mo pa ganun ka-close siguro, or siguro kahit kapag ka-close mo na din, mas okay na longer and more attractive yung message na sinesend mo sa kanila. Kasi mas natutuwa sila dyan eh. And nabanggit pa nung student ko dati na talagang inaabangan niya daw yung message kasi dyan din daw siya natututo ng vocabulary. Kasi di ba minsan, pansin ko ibang teachers wow, ang lalalim ng mga words na ginagamit sa message. Mga ganun na teachers. Ako minsan, nagaganon din ako. Kaya yung ibang students, natutuwa sila sa ganun. Kasi natututo pa sila doon sa message ng teacher. Natututo doon sa mga words na ginamit. And make a message na, alam mo yun, na kapag binabasa ng student, yung mapapasmile siya. Yung matutuwa siya. Kasi again, yun yung magsistick sa mind nila eh. Kaya gandahan natin yung message na yan. Meron akong kakalada na ako teacher, na home-based teacher. Ang kulit nakita ko yung message niya, ang haba, nobela. Pero nakakatuwa kasi may laman naman, hindi na siya basta sulat lang or type lang ng message. May laman yung message niya. And okay yung mga ganun, diba? Kaysa yung mga short na, hello Yuki, nice meeting you today. You did a good job. Thank you, see you next time. Ang pangit, diba, pag ganun lang. Parang napaka-casual lang ng, hi, hello, bye. Parang ganun lang. So, mas okay talaga kung parang personalize siya, na talagang parang kausap mo pa rin yung estudyante dun sa message na yun. So, yun lang guys. And again, yung message, message tab. Sa mga newbies, baka hindi nyo pa alam kung saan siya, sa message tab. And ito yung una nag-appear, di ba? Kapag may pumapasok na estudyante, itong message tab. Ayan, so again, napaka-importante ng message na sinasend kay students. May nagsabi sa akin, okay lang daw na after 24 hours. na kung hindi pa makapag-send ng message mo pala, kunyari, puno yung lessons mo. But then, again, I would suggest na right after each class, mag-send tayo ng message. Meron naman tayong 4 or 5 minutes na grace period before our next class kung meron tayong booked lesson na kasunod. So, may ganun time pa naman eh. Or kung hindi nyo pa talaga kaya, kung di pa kayo sanay, after your day, teaching day, yun, make sure na isend nyo na agad yung messages. Kasi kung pansin nyo, yung ibang mga students, bakit hindi pa nagsasend sa atin ng rating? Bakit pending pa rin yung rating? Kasi baka hindi ka pa rin nagsasend ng message sa kanya. Kasi yun yung inaantay niya. Dahil doon nakasalala yung rating mo. Kaya, ayan. Send lang tayo agad. Okay, guys? So, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is John. So, if you have any comments, questions, and suggestions, just leave them below or send me a personal message at John.Rivero1. And kung first time kayo nakapanood, please click on subscribe and click on the bell button to get notified of my new content. So thank you so much, guys. Bye!